What's up, FC Nation? It's your boy Jomo, and today's guest is representing Ann Arbor, Michigan. All right. And I would like to welcome Ball State University forward Tatiana Mason. And Tatiana, how has everything been for you during the pandemic that we're currently going through?
It's been a little weird, and I think it's that way for everyone. You have to work a little harder to kind of get, back where we were, and things got a little mixed up. Our season got pushed back, and, the places to train aren't always there. You have to be a little creative with it, but it hasn't been too bad.
Wow. And did you guys get a go on when your season will be?
Yeah, so we got pushed to the spring. So I think our first game is in March, I believe, maybe April. So yeah, it's a little bit shorter of a season. We don't have as many non-conference games, but I'm still super excited for it.
Right. That's awesome. And moving forward, I want to start talking about your youth. So what was it like growing up in Ann Arbor, Michigan? I'll go ahead and assume you're a Michigan fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but girl, tell me about, Michigan. Go ahead. It's all right.
So yeah, it's kind of funny. I am not a Michigan fan. Both my parents are Michigan State. So I'm a big Spartan fan.
Okay. I know a few people out there. I respect that. Mm-hmm. Did you go to a lot of games growing up? Did you go to a lot of Michigan State soccer games? Did you want to go to Michigan State?
No, I actually didn't really have any desire to go to Michigan State. But yeah, I went to a couple of their women's soccer games. I mean, I never really in person went to games, but always on TV, watching the basketball team, football team, stuff like that.
Okay, I respect that. And what were you like as a child? I was really weird. So if you was weird too, it's all right. But go ahead, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I was pretty weird too. I was kind of so I grew up a little bit in Brighton, which you probably don't know where that is. But for most of my youth, we lived on a lot of land, so I was a bit of a country girl, I guess. I mean, I would catch frogs. I'd be in the woods building forts with my brother, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's smooth. And so I was just about to ask about your hobbies as a child, but I mean, you said, could you elaborate more on that? Like you said, you built forts. How big were these forts? What would you use? What materials would you use?
Yeah, I mean, we were using wood planks and nails and hammers. We were going at it. We had some pretty cool forts.
So some Bob the Builder type stuff.
Yeah,
y'all
exactly.
were construction workers. Okay, I like that. And did you play any other sports other than soccer growing up?
Yeah, so I was actually a pretty competitive gymnast for a while. And then I actually quit soccer to pursue gymnastics a little more competitively for 2 years. And then I came back to soccer, obviously, because that was my first love. But I did basketball up until I did basketball in high school. I did cross country and track. So I dabbled in a little bit of everything.
Okay. So you can do backflips and stuff?
I mean, not so much anymore, but I used to, yeah.
Okay. I've been trying to learn how to backflip, but I got to score a goal first before I could actually celebrate. So
okay, I got you.
Yeah. But what was it like? I read in your bio that your dad was a wrestler, your brother was a wrestler, and your sister was a swimmer. I'm sorry. So what was it like growing up with a family that had their hands in other sports?
I mean, I really liked it. We always had a super competitive, I don't know what to say, vibe going on with the family. So me and my brother were always competing, racing. How many pull-ups can you do? How many push-ups can you do? Yeah, I guess it was cool to just see my older siblings pursue their sports, and especially in college, that's super cool to see and kind of look up to them and see what I want to do with that. So yeah.
Feel that. And did you ever wrestle? You didn't I don't know. Did you box your brother or something?
No, I mean, I never wanted to. My dad didn't really want me to either. I mean, he would have let me if I said I was going to, but he was ooh, that's not really the sport for you.
I feel that. And so your first club, I believe, after reading your bio, I assume it was Northville Rush.
So that was the club I played at mostly. But I actually played at Michigan Hawks. I think that was my first like real club.
Hawks, okay.
Yeah, and then after that, I quit soccer for a couple of years, and then I came back to Northville Rush. So yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a long way to go with this interview, but you quit. So like you gotta talk to me about this. You quit soccer and you bounced back, and you're still killing it out there. So tell me about that time you stopped. Like, why?
Yeah, well, because I was doing gymnastics, and I don't know, I thought I was going to the Olympics or something. So I was,
Okay.
I mean, I had some high aspirations. But so yeah, I quit soccer so I could just focus on gymnastics, and that was for about 2 years. And I think by the time I came back to soccer, that was around like U12 maybe. And I mean, let me tell you, I was rusty. I mean, I was not very good when I first came back, but I mean, hard work gets you where you need to be.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the Northville Rush. Okay. Again, after reading your bio, I saw that you played in the Disney Showcase championship, as well as the state finals. I always grew up. I mean, I made it to the Indiana State finals once, but
Okay.
the Disney Showcase championship is something I never got to experience. What was that like? Because I always dreamed of playing in it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun for sure. I mean, the venue, just like the amount of teams that are playing in the showcase and the amount of like college coaches there, it's cool. It's just a really big event. And I just know the ESPN Wide World of Sports, I think that's what it's called, like the place you play at. The fields are so nice. You know, you're playing on like the golf, like the putting green, basically. That's how nice the grass is. And I guess like at that age, it's kind of cool because you're on a bigger stage. You have college coaches watching you. It's like exciting. You're starting the recruiting process. Yeah, I always thought it was pretty fun.
Okay. And were there a lot of fans when you were down there? Like, how does that whole thing work out?
It's mostly just parents. So like our parents and then the other team's parents.
And then I would assume that you were recruited by the Nationals Development Academy out after that, or
So yeah, and I actually played Bardar ECNL too one of my years,
okay.
junior year in high school, but I just wanted a bit more of like a competitive training environment and just competition before I went to college. And our old assistant coach that coached at Ball State, he's gone now, but he was pushing me to find a team that was a bit more competitive and like high level. So yeah, that's when I chose to play with Vardar and then eventually with Nationals.
And then you were eventually picked up by the USDA, right? Which is a whole different thing.
The Girls Academy, yeah.
So how was that experience?
I mean, it was pretty cool. So that was actually because the Boys Academy has been around for a while. And I know there's some stuff going on with that now, but like the year I played, that was like the inaugural season for the girls US Academy, which was actually pretty cool. So, you know, we got a lot of attention and it was just like you're playing the best of the best, you're playing with and against them. So yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome. And the last question I have is about your ODP experience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was playing in Michigan like from the ODP standpoint?
Yeah.
I'd call playing Michigan, but I know you guys have very talented players, especially you, obviously. So what was playing ODP in Michigan like?
Yeah, it was super competitive. And I wouldn't say I had like the best stint with the ODP team. You know, I got cut a couple times and I didn't make it as far as I wanted, but it was still pretty cool. Like our team, so what they do, they have like the regional tournament. And then if you win that, like you're playing like Ohio, Indiana, like the other,
Yeah.
you win that, you get to go to like the ODP national tournament. And we did, which was super cool. So that was out in Arizona. We didn't do so well at that, but it was still pretty cool because then I think we played California, and a couple other teams out there. So it was a really cool experience.
No, that's sweet. And that's awesome. Yeah, I got to the regional level and I got cut too, but look where you're at, okay? It's obviously a testament to working hard and never giving up on your dreams. You're playing D1 soccer. That's phenomenal. So moving forward to high school, okay? So you went to Skyline. Tell me about Skyline. Like, just generally, what is it like? Is it big?
Yeah, so Ann Arbor is like, I'd say it's a fairly big city. It's not huge, but we have 3 main high schools. I think there's probably like 500 people in my class. So, nah, probably less. I don't know exactly. But it was cool. I think high school soccer is unique. I mean, in Michigan, it's really not as competitive. So it's more of like something you do for like enjoyment, kind of getting into school spirit, stuff like that. So I really only played a year, I think, my junior year with Skyline Soccer, but it was still super fun. You know, I made a lot of friends that way and stuff like that. So.
Wow. Okay. And so I got to see in your bio, you know a little bit about, hooping. All right. So, tell me about that. One, why did you decide to play basketball for 1 year and how did it go?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I made varsity as a freshman, but I mean, we weren't very good. So I don't know how much that says. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So I played like AAU when I was younger and stuff like that. And I was definitely going to play in high school. I ended up quitting just so I could focus on soccer and getting recruited and stuff like that. But it was fun. I mean, I still love basketball. Like I'm down to go like play some pickup games or stuff at the rec all the time.
Hey, Huntington's not far from Ball
Yeah.
State. So if you want one-on-one, what's up? What's up?
For sure. Let's go.
So going back to high school soccer, what position did you play for Skyline or what positions? Obviously, you're a highly skilled player, so that's why I would assume you play more than forward in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, I got moved around a fair bit. I think I played center forward, outside mid, and then attacking mid. I mean, any of those positions really. It just depended on the game and who we were playing.
And was forward still your favorite position, or did you not care at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I liked midfield better, I think. Attacking mid, you're just on the ball a lot more. So I like that a lot better, but I didn't mind forward. I mean, you're closer to goal. You get to score a lot of goals, so that's cool.
Right. And what offers did you have in high school? Like, what were you mainly aiming for? I mean, obviously you're a D1 player, but like, were you thinking about any other divisions or any other opportunities that you had? I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was very like highly recruited. I mean, I had offers like ranging from like D3 to D1. I was looking at like a couple of schools. I really only went to like 1 or 2 camps. Ball State was one of them. I don't know. I really didn't get into the recruiting process that much. I feel like maybe if I like sent tape to more coaches, stuff like that, it would have been different. But I mean, I'm happy where I'm at now. So yeah, I'd say
Go
a
ahead.
wide range. Oh no, I was just saying I had a wide range of options. So.
Oh, okay. And it's actually interesting. So moving forward to your college career, before I actually ask you questions, I grew up a bit watching players like Taylor Pooley and Sam Campbell.
No way.
Yeah. I think my older cousin was, he was always around Sam for some reason. I think at work, they worked at camp together. But I saw that that you guys know each other well. I think I saw her like comment on one of your pictures or something like that. So like just starting off, what was it like having teammates like them too?
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Pooley is probably the most, I mean, I don't want to swear, but she is like the most badass defender I've ever played with. She was just like, put her body on the line. She was willing to do anything. And it was super cool to have that mentality on the team. And not only that, she was just like such a great leader. I was a freshman when she was a senior, so I only had her for 1 year, but yeah, she was really cool to play with. And she talks so much on the field. Like I always heard Taylor Pooley. I could have been up, at the other 18-yard box taking someone on, and I'd hear Taylor in the background, but I loved it. So, and then Sam I got to play with for 2 years, so that was pretty cool. I mean, her speed is insane, so that's always fun to play with. And she's such a sweet girl, so yeah, I miss her.
I feel that. And how did you wanted to chirp for the next 4 years? How did you know Ball State was the right fit?
I mean, when I was being recruited, Ball State was, and I'm going to say still is, the best team in the MAC for women's soccer. So, I mean, I think they had just won back-to-back MAC regular season titles. They had some really quality players on the team. I had a pretty personal connection with the assistant coach because he helped coach club when I was younger for me. So he was really banking on me coming, and I think that helped a lot. But yeah, I think I stepped on campus and I just loved the way it looked, and I got to meet a bunch of the girls. And I don't know, it's weird because, you're like a sophomore in high school when you're doing all these things. You have no idea what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but you're kind of just going off these small details and saying like, yeah, it seems okay.
I feel that. Now, so you mentioned you were MAC freshman of the year, which is amazing, right? Or I don't know if you mentioned that. I'm sorry. I mentioned this. I think that was awesome. Now, you score your first collegiate goal against Purdue Fort Wayne, right? But it's a game winner. As a freshman, how are you feeling?
Oh my gosh. I mean, thinking back to that game, it was crazy. I swear it was like torrential rain pour. You'd step in the field and your feet would sink like a foot down, and you'd have to like slush it back up and keep going. But yeah, terrible weather conditions. I can remember the goal so specifically, right? Because it was my first collegiate goal. But I think I was just elated. Like, it was kind of surreal. I was like, oh my gosh, I just scored. Like, I had no idea coming in as a freshman. I was just hoping to like play, right? And here I was at my first goal. I was like, this is sick. I don't know what to do now, but it's pretty cool, I guess.
I hear that. So moving forward, your professional career, like I'm not sure if it's like considered amateur, pro, or semi-pro, but I'll call it pro. For Ann Arbor FC, what was your debut like?
Yeah, so I actually think it's considered semi-pro, but
Semi? Okay.
Yeah, so AFC Ann Arbor is pretty cool. They just started the women's side pretty recently, and I mean, I love summer ball. Like, you just get to play with so many different girls from so many different schools. It's a really competitive training environment, and just like you're competing against some of the best girls in the state. Yeah, I don't know. I like the coaches, and the club just takes care of you. So I thought it was one of my best experiences with the club for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good things you just said, because we definitely plan to either partner or do something with them in the future. I knew somebody that worked there, and once I found out you played for them, I was like, dang, that's awesome. That's another connection we have to it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you miscellaneous questions. I'm really cheesy, so bear with me.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start off with TikTok. All right. I know you got a little flair to you, I'm sure, right? So do you have TikTok?
You know what? I don't actually. But the reason I definitely watch TikTok on like my sister's phones and my friends' phones. It's just, I know if I download it on my phone, I'm gonna spend 7 hours a day on it. So I just try to limit myself.
That is what I do, and that's exactly why I didn't want to hit it, but now I'm addicted.
Yeah.
So moving forward, your favorite music artist?
Ooh. Man.
Or you can name a couple.
I'd have to say for sure Mac Miller. I really like Brent Faiyaz. I like R&B, like a little like slower, smoother music, but yeah, but I'll listen to anything. So
okay,
up there, yeah.
Okay, so basically, at the function we're tossing Tatiana, the aux. Is that what you're saying?
Sure, if that's what you want to do, go for it.
All right, and your favorite Netflix show?
Man,
you can name a couple if you want.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what about your favorite celebrity?
Can it be a soccer player? Because I don't really like celebrities that much. Okay, I like Sam Kerr. I think she's sick. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's a baller right there.
Mm-hmm.
How about, we're going to the gas station, and I'm like, look, you got $5. What snacks are you getting?
For sure, I'm gonna pick up a few Twix bars. Probably grab some Oreos, and probably Pringles too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, you scored another game winner tonight. What's your go-to celebration?
Man, you know what? I always plan my celebrations. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. If this teammate's on the field, we're gonna do this together. And then I score, and I just like jump up and down. Like I just lose all. I don't know what to do. So.
No, I definitely feel that. Definitely feel that.
It just happens every time, no matter how hard I plan.
Right. And your favorite soccer brand?
All right. Well, Ball State's sponsored by Nike, so like technically I should say Nike, but I wear Adidas cleats and I love them. So secret.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. And your favorite animal? It's a weird question. I like animals, so I had to ask you.
No, I like it. I gotta think about it for a second. I say a sea turtle or an elephant.
Okay. Why an elephant?
You know what? I don't know. It just seemed like something to say.
Oh, you're good. I like the answer. Sea turtle and elephant. I like that. That's different. How about I gave you $1,000? All right. Where are you going shopping?
Man, is it weird if I say TJ Maxx?
Girl, no. You're smart. You're smart. No,
Yeah.
That's not weird. That's phenomenal. Right. That's phenomenal right there. Moving forward, I'm gonna ask you about your teammates at Ball State. All right, I'm just asking like 2 or 3 questions.
Okay, yeah.
Who is your toughest teammate at Ball State? It could be in your time being there or currently.
I might have to go with Taylor Pooley.
Taylor? Yeah, she a tough one for sure.
Yeah.
How about the best dancer? Because, I like to break it down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ooh. I'm going to have to say Chelsea Ralph. She's good.
Okay. We might have to see something on FC then. You know what I'm saying? And who is your funniest teammate?
I don't know. They're all kind of funny in their own way.
You could name a couple.
I'd say Kerrigan Johnson has a really good sense of humor. Lauren Roll, I mean, she graduated a while ago, but she was really funny. Yeah.
Okay. And we're moving forward towards the conclusion, all right? So tell me what motivates you.
I mean, it probably sounds cliche, but like I'm a perfectionist, so I just really want to like hone in on my skills and make sure that I am doing whatever I can to set myself up for greatness. So, if that means like going out to the field when I don't want to, like that's what I'm going to do. Cause I don't know. I just want to be like the most successful I can be. Soccer is just such a short part of your life, actually playing the game, that I just want to make the most out of it that I can.
Awesome. And then my second question is, what do you think about Footy Central? And also, what do you think about what we're doing to try to help the growth of women's soccer in the U.S., in Canada?
Yeah.
But just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think Footy Central is sick. Like, I think Langton was the first person to show me what it was, right? Because you guys are, yeah. And I mean, your Instagram is cool. I love how you like give shout outs to all these players in college and club, whatever. And just like the fact that you're trying to grow the women's game is awesome. I love that. Like we need all the support we can get. And I think women's soccer is pretty underrated. And I think it's gaining some momentum and some popularity, and what you're doing is great. So yeah.
I appreciate that. And lastly, what would you tell younger players aspiring to play at the collegiate or any bracket of the professional world? What would you tell them?
I think my biggest piece of advice is like extra work. So, I mean, you can be a great player, but if all you're doing is going to your club practices, your high school practices, it's going to be tough to make it to the highest level. It's really like the work that you put in that not everyone sees. So like waking up early, going to the weight room or going on runs, stuff like that. Like that's where you really grow as a player. So yeah, just pushing yourself in that aspect.
That's awesome. Well, Tatiana, we first like to thank you for your support. We will definitely be working with you and try to work with your teammates in the future. I'm blown away by how amazing, talented you are. You work hard. I hear a lot about you in the soccer world. Keep killing it. I know you got, 2 years left, including the spring? Include the spring. So keep killing it. We'll definitely try to catch a game or something and keeping communication. But all I want to say is blessings and have an awesome day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.